Hi, so you're here today probably because you've now had your first appointment with your business broker and you've been asked to complete a business plan and a cash flow forecast for your business model. So what follows is some useful guidelines, hints and tips to allow you to start putting some information together for building your business plan and to give you a better understanding of what is required. What is a business plan? In a nutshell, a business plan is a formal written document that describes in detail how your business is going to achieve its goals within set timeframes. It summarises all of the operational and financial objectives of the business, and it contains detailed plans and budgets showing how the objectives will be met. Now, your business broker should already have given you a template of a business plan that you can use, and they will be there to provide you with any advice that you need. By the end of this session, you should then have a better understanding of what a business plan is and tips on how to complete one. So these are the key points of the business plan: your business and objectives, your skills and experience, your target customers, your market and competition, your marketing and sales plans, your operational plans, supporting evidence and a backup plan, and startup loans and cash flow forecast. Your business and objectives. So quite simply, all you need to do here is to write a short summary of what your business entails. It should give a clear summary of the purpose of the business and should be easily understood by owners, staff, customers and potential investors. For example, you could include: why is the business being started? What is the nature of the business? Is there any relevant background information? And what do you want to achieve? Objectives. Here you need to consider how the business will develop and evolve, taking into consideration the current year, the next 1 to 2 years and 3 years plus. So the types of things you might want to think about could be in relation to hiring staff, obtaining premises, launching a new product or service, expanding distribution, increasing revenue, entering new markets locally or internationally, and of course, when do you plan on getting a return on your investment? Skills and experience. Now here you can outline any previous experience, employment or other work that you have done that is all relevant to the business. For example, your education, training or any specific qualifications that will be required for the business to be a success. Transferable skills, talents or traits. So it could be something that you have done as a hobby for many years. It might even be something that you're just naturally very gifted at. Are there any gaps in your skills, experience or qualifications? And if so, just an explanation of how you will address this. By the way, this could even include business skills such as bookkeeping or marketing. Your target customers. So quite simply, who are they? Where are they? And how many of them are there? So here you need to look at some demographic details of the customers that will be interested in buying your product or service. So for example, what age are they, the gender, the income types and the target regions. Also, do you know how many customers that you estimate are in your target region for this financial year? How many customers do you think you might need to make a success of the business? So how can we find out about this information? Finding my target customers. Firstly, you need to know your product or your service. What exactly do you offer your customers? What problems do you solve for them? And what challenges do you address? Why should people buy from you instead of your competitors? What is it that sets you apart? Secondly, determine your goals. Determining specifically what you want to offer and what you want to achieve will help you decide who your customers may be. Thirdly, building a customer profile. Who are they and where are they? What makes them tick? Speak to any potential customers and tell them about your business idea, ask them for feedback, and you'll soon learn what they love about you and also what they don't like about you, as well as what would inspire them to choose you over competitors. Also, check out the algorithms on your social media sites, which will highlight who is using you, for example, geographically, gender and ages. So if, for example, you've already set up a Facebook or Instagram page, the analytics section will give you a huge amount of data that you can utilise. So for example, on both, it will tell you the demographic regions, ages and gender of those that already follow you. And by understanding who your target market are, this will help you to know how to advertise yourself going forward. So let's take an example. We have a singer who runs singing group workshops, but she's struggling to recruit new members, in which case she may want to look at who generally shows interest in her workshops and who her current customers are. This will then help her assess how to recruit more members. So in this instance, if a target market tend to be female, middle class, with an approximate age range of 45 to 80, say, then if you take a look at this graph here, Facebook would probably not be the ideal social media platform to use. In that case, you might want to look at alternative means of advertising where it's more likely to be seen. And this is why understanding our target market is so important. So now it's time to evaluate your decision. Once you've decided on a target market, be sure to consider these questions. Are there enough people who fit my criteria? Will my target market really benefit from my product or service? Will they see a need for it? Do I understand what drives my target market to make decisions? Can they afford my product or service? And can I reach them with my message? Are they easily accessible? So depending on who your target market are will depend on where you advertise and market yourself. So next we're going to have a look at your market and competition. Now the first question you need to ask yourself, is there a gap in the market for the product or service that you want to offer, or is the market saturated? If there is a gap in the market, you need to ask yourself the question why. Is it because no one has ever come up with this great idea that you have, or is there just no demand for it? Maybe somebody has already tried this idea and failed. If the market is saturated, on the other hand, and there are already many companies offering what you want to offer, then how are you going to get in on this market? So at this stage, it's strongly recommended that you do have a look at your competitors to see what their strengths and weaknesses are and how does their service or product compare to what you are offering. It's also very important that you take a look at what sets you apart from your competitors. What is your USP, your unique selling point? What do you offer that might be slightly different and more advantageous to what your competitors might be offering? For example, this could be something like a particular skill that you have, a location where you're based, or a cheaper price range. So, as you can now start to gather, it is very important when we are developing a business to gather facts and figures to see whether this could be a profitable and sustainable business idea. And this is what your market research is all about. So what type of market research could you carry out for your business? And how can you prove that anyone wants to buy your product or service? Now, just a note for those of you wishing to apply for the loan, this will in particular be an important part of the business plan to complete. Now let's take a look at the different types of market research that you could carry out. Number one, internet-based research. This is where Google can become your business partner. In order to gather facts and figures, we can look at competitors' websites, look at government reports, search earnings on Companies House, or even visit our local reference library. Number two, field research. So this is where you could ask local residents, businesses, friends and family members for advice regarding setting up your business. So for example, let's take a yoga instructor who is looking to set up a new teaching practice. They may wish to speak to other yoga instructors in the area to find out more details, such as, on average, how long did it take until you had a regular clientele base? How many clients do you see at each class? How much do you charge per person? And how much on average is your venue charge? Or even what type of promotions tend to work well? Number three, here you could do a survey. You could put together a questionnaire either in the post or electronically, asking specific questions relevant to your business, and send this out to potential clients and customers to gauge their interest. Number four, mystery shopping. As mentioned earlier, you could research your competitors and see how it compares to yours. What are their strengths and weaknesses? Number five, focus group. So this is where you can bring together a group of people to discuss your business, and it can be a great way to get any detailed information back before starting. But do be prepared to take on board any feedback that they give you, whether it be good or bad. Number six, trials. You could look at sending your prototype or product to potential customers for feedback, and this will then help generate interest and hype. Number seven, test trading. For example, you could do a street fair, rent a market stall, advertise on Fiverr, eBay. You could even create a social media presence such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Did anyone follow you? And if so, how many people? Number eight, personal experience. Is this already your employment background? Do you already have first-hand knowledge of this industry? Any facts and figures that you gather here could prove to be invaluable. So, for example, what were the yearly profits that the company made, and how did they market themselves, etc. So altogether, any information that you do gather for your market research can be included in the additional information section of the business plan. This will be of particular importance for those of you requiring a loan. Your marketing and sales plans. Now for your business plan, you're going to need your top 3 methods. So what type of marketing methods could you use, and what's going to work best for your business? It's a good idea to take a look at your competitors and see how they also market themselves, because if it's working well for them, it's going to work equally as well for you. Marketing ideas. So as you can see, there are many to choose from, and you need to decide what will be the most effective for you, taking into account both cost and geographical reach. For example, you could choose from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, Pinterest, and many others. So when starting a new business, it can be quite time consuming, so maybe just choose two that you can start with. Other ideas include door-to-door flyers, business card posters, word of mouth referrals, networking events, blogs, radio, TV, customer referral programs, online contests, guerrilla marketing, host an event, class or workshop, email marketing, newsletter sign-ups, promo credits, discounts, coupons, card magnets for company vehicles, join in on local contests, develop an app, search engine marketing, events and exhibitions, logo and marketing material, for example clothing, pens, keyrings, industry partnerships, and search engine optimization web pages. Operational plans are an important aspect of the business plan, as you will need to make sure that you are able to comply with the relevant laws and legislation required for the business to succeed. This section will also allow you to research what is required before starting the business. For example, business insurance, such as public liability, professional indemnity, product liability, etc. What do you need to have in place, and how much will this cost? Suppliers that you will work with, and will you need any other members of staff? Laws and legislation. It can be a good idea to start with this section before starting on the rest of the business plan, just to ensure that you don't come across any problems later on down the line. Supporting evidence. Do you have any supporting evidence that you could provide to help support and strengthen the claims that you have made, and to help the loan assessment team feel more confident about lending to you? For example, this could be findings from your market research that you have undertaken, emails from potential customers, costings, photographs, your CV. Backup plan. As this is a personal loan, you will need to state how you will manage your loan repayments if your business doesn't go according to plan. So in your backup plan, you will need to highlight what your loan repayments are, how you would manage these repayments in the case of an unexpected event, and why you feel this is a realistic plan. If you have any concerns regarding completing this section, please speak with your business advisor, who will be able to explain this part in more detail. So why do we complete a cash flow forecast and personal survival budget? Running out of cash is one of the biggest causes of business failure, so completing a cash flow forecast and personal survival budget are very important. You need to forecast your profit. Is it worthwhile going ahead with the business? You need to know where your break-even position is, which is basically a financial calculation to determine the number of products or services you need to sell to at least cover your costs. That's why your personal survival budget will tell you how much you need to live on. Remember, you also need to pay yourself a wage. What's the minimum amount that you can live on? And the cash flow forecast will estimate how much money will come in and out of your business over the next 12 months. Cash flow forecast can be used as a decision-making tool to help identify several things. How much initial cash investment your startup business requires, when your business may need other finance such as an overdraft or loan, What's your level of loan repayments the business can afford to make each month? When your business will be able to spend cash in the future. For example, are you thinking of taking on a new employee, paying for a marketing campaign, or lease hiring equipment? So as you can see, it's very important that we complete a business plan before we jump headfirst into business. There can be a lot of research that we need to do first to decide whether we think this might be a success or not. But overall, it's good just to get an action plan together of what we need to do and how we need to do it. So remember, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action becomes reality.